Many thanks to Nick Peachy for telling us all about ZenMic, ZenMic, I suppose, .com. My idea is to get a podcast about a transcript of a student's recording. The recording was made by a good B1 student after hearing the story about a Spanish couple on the Titanic from English File Intermediate.
Today we're diving into a poignant story about a Spanish couple, Josefa and Victor, who traveled on the Titanic.
That's right. They were newlyweds, just starting their life together. Victor was 24 and Josefa was 22.
They came from a wealthy family in Spain. Their dream was to take a honeymoon trip around New York.
Exactly. They boarded the Titanic when it made a stop in France. But there was a twist.
Victor's mother had a premonition. She dreamed that the Titanic would sink.
Yes. Because of that, Victor left a servant in Paris with postcards they had written.
Right! The servant was supposed to send one postcard every day to Victor's mother.
It was a way to reassure her. But then tragedy struck.
When the Titanic hit the iceberg, Josefa was in bed, and Victor was preparing for the night.
Victor went to see what was happening. He quickly returned to tell Josefa to get dressed.
They both went to the deck. It must have been terrifying.
It really was. Josefa managed to get into a lifeboat.
And she arrived safely in New York. But the chaos was unimaginable.
Josefa shouted Victor's name as the ship went down, but all she could hear was the terrible cries of people drowning.
That must have been haunting for her. Victor's mother, on the other hand, couldn't believe her son was dead.
She thought he was still in Paris. It's heartbreaking.
Josefa eventually remarried 6 years later and had 3 children.
She lived a long life, passing away in 1972 at the age of 83.
This story highlights the fragility of life and the impact of fate.
Absolutely. It's a reminder of how quickly everything can change.
What do you think about the mother's premonition? Do you think it had any significance?
That's an interesting question. It makes you wonder about intuition and its role in our lives.
Right. The story of Josefa and Victor is a tragic yet compelling tale.
It really is. It shows how love and loss intertwine in unexpected ways.
So what can we take away from this story?
I think it teaches us to cherish our loved ones and be aware of the unpredictable nature of life.
Well said. It's a story that resonates even today.
Definitely. And it leaves us with a thought-provoking question.
What's that?
How do we navigate our fears and intuitions in the face of uncertainty?
That's a question worth pondering. Thanks for sharing this story.
Thank you. And remember, this script and audio were generated using AI for free using ZenMic.com. Anyone can make one.
I'll put links to the student's recording in the details about the video and to my blog post where I compare what at the moment are 8 tools for making podcasts based on students' recordings. It's always this same recording that I'm comparing it with.